and welcome back to the video. My name is Andrew Hernandez, and today we'll be talking about the 2025 Forreston Holiday Shootout, which tips off on Saturday, December 13th. So today is Friday, December 12th. Just got done watching a lot of high school basketball already. So it tips off tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about the tournament field and also be talking about the teams that we think most likely would win it as well. So we're going to get underway with the tournament bracket already. So the tournament bracket for the holiday tournament. So here are the games that are lined up for Saturday, the 13th of December from Forreston. In the high school gym in Forreston, it'll be at 3 o'clock. You have Dakota and ASC. That'll be the first game tipping off in there. And then in the junior high field or court, it'll be Sterling Newman and Milledgeville. 4:30, Wardens and Old Kingston take the court, and then Lena Winslow and Pearl City take the court. After them two games, it'll be in the junior high court. It'll be Oregon and Stockton, and then Winnebago, Orangeville for first games of Saturday, and then finally Forreston and Polo, and Byron and River Ridge. So we're going to talk about teams that are five. We have five that we think that could win it. So we're going to talk about both of these teams first up. First up is Byron. So the Byron Tigers, I think they're a team that, that could win it. Byron, watching them, I think when we watched them play Rock Falls, I think a week ago, when I first watched Byron, I thought, oh yeah, this team has the best defensive play across the conference. I think they have the best around the conference as well. So Byron, they only won, I think, one loss already this year. So their only loss came to Dakota at the Lena Winslow shootout. Dropped my phone, my bad. At the Lena Winslow shootout against Dakota was Byron's only loss. So when I watched them, it was basically most of their guys were coming back from football, coming from that football shape to the basketball shape as well. So Byron, they're coming off a win on Tuesday night to Stillman Valley at Stillman Valley. So the Tigers are 2-0 in the conference, 2-0 in the Big Northern Conference as well, as they went on to defeat a really good Stillman team. So Byron, their team, when I look at this team, they got a lot of tall kids on that team. So one of them, for example, is going to be 13 J.J. Epson, Jr. I think he'll be a big factor for them. Casey Newton, a senior. Katie Constantine, also a senior as well for Byron. So they'll be big factors for them, as they'll be going into that tournament as well for Byron. Byron, they're coming in with the 2-1 record as well as we go into it, and we got a pair of undefeated teams going into this tournament that we're going to talk about next, and that will be the Dakota Indians. So Dakota, also 4-0. They're leading the Northwest Upstate Illini's North Division as well. So, I did interview Casey Newton when I went to watch him play Rock Falls. Basically, what I heard is they got probably the tallest team. So Dakota, they're going in unbeaten, 5-0 as well. They're coming off wins against conference members, including Orangeville, who is, I believe, a crossover. Well, they're 1-0 in their division, and they defeated Leno. Well, them and Lena are the only two current unbeaten teams. They did not play Lena Winslow yet. So they're 1-0 overall in their division play in the Northwest Upstate Illini North Division. Lena Winslow is the only team that's 2-0 right now. And they are also, I believe, in this tournament as well, Lena Winslow. So there might be a chance that they'll see each other for the third time. this tournament. So Dakota, I think they'll be up there as the favorites to win it as well. So now we talk about a pair of 6-0 teams. And our first team will be the Sterling Newman Comets. So Sterling Newman off to a good start this season. Newman also competed in Oregon's tournament, Thanksgiving tournament. I believe they were supposed to play each other in the championship game back in November. Well, they didn't play due to snow back then, but we're going to talk about them. So the Comets off to a good start with wins over Genoa Kingston, Marengo, Bureau Valley, Princeton, and Amboy Thursday night. But their huge win came this past Tuesday night versus Eastland against the runner-ups in 1A. So when we look at that game for them, they struggled with rebounds, but they still, fought a way to get that win on Tuesday. But, that win was, an impressive win for them and a huge standing point right there in the rankings in 1A for Sterling Newman. That we knew going into the season that they were going to be really good. They were going to be really good as well. So I think the Comets, they could win this one. I think, when we're looking into this tournament, going into this one, I think for one that they got a shot at winning this tournament as well. They would have won the Oregon tournament too if they would have got to finish it too in the Oregon Thanksgiving tournament as well. But I think they could win the Forreston one, kicking off tomorrow. But, Newman, they're a really good team. And then next up is Oregon, the Oregon Hawks out of the Big Northern Conference. So Oregon also off to a 6-0 start. We kind of knew right at the beginning of the year that Oregon was going to be up there in the BNC race. As the conference, this year kind of had a little change this year, and also I did throw Winnebago's name as well. So normally when you talk about the Big Northern Conference for boys basketball, the one thing that's different is, the recent years you had your Lutherans, you had your Rockford Christian teams that were like legit contenders, but now the conference this year, changed a bit as you have Oregon up there, Winnebago up there, and Byron, Rock Falls, who is sort of getting back up there as well, getting back to that Running Rocket style. So basically, and then in a couple years, you'll have Dixon too, as the Dukes are also on a little sort of rebuild, but also have good numbers as well. But I think, for those four can either see each other, twice or 3 times, this year as well. Rock Falls, last year did play Winnebago 3 times last year. They played them at the State Farm Classic, in conference play, and also in the 2A Marengo sectional last year in the semifinal as well. So also the playoff, the regional subsectionals came out. So looking at, Winnebago, Byron and Oregon. So Byron and Oregon are in subsectional A. So the regionals that are hosted will be Rock Falls and Aurora Christian. So one of these two can end up in one of the same regional or not, but also will be in the same sectional. But the sectional has not yet been determined who will be hosting it as well. So not only this tournament, even these two could play each other, but they can see each other. Byron and Oregon, they can see each other for third time unless they see each other in this tournament and also down the road in conference play as well. But also they can see each other for a third time as well in the postseason if Byron and Oregon, get cooped in the same regional as well. So Winnebago, they're also in subsectional B. So they'll be in the other regional and also in the same sectional. Also in the same sectional as well. So for Dakota and Sterling Newman, they're not in the same subsectional. So basically, in 1A, Dakota, they're cooped up with almost everyone almost from the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference as well. So they're also playing, Milledgeville. So Sterling Newman, they'll be kicking off with Milledgeville. So basically, Milledgeville and Sterling Newman are basically in the same subsectional. So this possibly be, a chance that they might see each other again by the time we get to the postseason. By the time we get to late February into early March, that they might see each other. So that might be, it's a slight chance if one of them two get put in the Bureau Valleys regional or Rock Island Almonds regional in 1A. Byron, Oregon, them two can either get cooped up together in Aurora Christian or Rock Falls regional, or maybe get put in the Supper regionals, depending on, we don't know yet what it is. They'll probably be until February. The subsectionals just came out, I believe today. So if you want to check them out, go to IHSA website to check them out and to see what school you follow is in a subsectional. You can check 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A as well. So this is a tournament, preview. So next up, my take of the tournament is kind of like a warm-up before the holiday tournaments get started right after Christmas. I think it's kind of a little warm-up for those schools, no matter what tournament they're heading to right after Christmas, either if it's the big ones one of these schools, I believe, are not in the big ones. It's either they're going to the Erie Prophetstown, Cliff Watkins, or either going down south, for if they want the team, more like a bonding trip for their team, basically, I would call it. Like they're going somewhere down south, or maybe it's to get looks for, kind of see what the state tournament would look like, or maybe kind of like a trip to get that in your head, what the state tournament, could look like if you're a coach that, that wants to go far, far down the road once the tournament comes. So my teams I think that could win. I think Dakota, Sterling Newman, Oregon, Byron, and Winnebago. Those are my 5 that I think could win it. That could win the tournament. So the tournament tips off tomorrow at 3 o'clock down in Forreston. So basically, when we look at it, so I basically set the games already. So bracket play will continue Monday with the quarterfinals, and the semifinals will be Thursday night, and then Friday night will be the championship game. And then the same day too, I believe. The consolation bracket. So 9 and 10 will be games. 9 and 10 will be Monday night, and then Tuesday night will be 13 and 14, and then the consolation semifinals will be Wednesday night, and then Friday night will be the consolation championship as well, the consolation bracket as well. So kind of break it down there for the tournament. So have a great night, y'all. Have a good one. And also good luck to all the teams competing in the Forreston Holiday Tournament as well. I like to also mention before we end the video.